It's the summer of 1914. In Europe, people are enjoying warm evenings, music in the parks, crowded cafes, and holiday trips. Newspapers talk about rising tensions, but most believe one thing: this war will be over by Christmas. No one imagines that within months, millions of young men will be living underground in mud-filled trenches across France and Belgium. This is the story of the Western Front, the deadliest stage of World War I, where modern industrial warfare was born. And once it begins, it never unfolds the way anyone expected. The plan that was supposed to end the war quickly. When war breaks out in August 1914, German Empire believes it has the perfect strategy. It's called the Schlieffen Plan. The idea is simple: defeat France quickly in the West, then turn east to fight Russia. A fast, decisive victory, no long war, no stalemate. But there's a problem. France's border is heavily fortified, so Germany decides to go around it by invading neutral Belgium. German generals assume Belgium will collapse quickly. They are wrong. Belgian forces resist fiercely. Bridges are blown up, railways destroyed, cities defend themselves stubbornly. That delay may seem small, days, maybe weeks, but in war, timing is everything. And something even more important happens. Because Belgium's neutrality is violated, United Kingdom enters the war. What was supposed to be a quick strike now becomes a continental conflict. Paris on the brink. By September 1914, German forces are deep inside France. Paris is in danger. In one of the strangest moments of the war, hundreds of Parisian taxis are used to transport French soldiers to the front lines. Yes, actual city taxis. It sounds almost comedic. Taxi drivers racing toward the battlefield instead of the airport. But what happens next is decisive. At the First Battle of the Marne, French and British forces stop the German advance. This battle changes everything. Germany fails to knock France out of the war. The war over by Christmas dream dies here. And something far worse begins. The war goes underground. After the Battle of the Marne, both sides dig in. Literally. Hundreds of miles of trenches stretch across northern France and Belgium. Mud, water, rats, cold, shell fire. This becomes trench warfare, a new, terrifying kind of stalemate. In some areas, the two sides are only 50 meters apart. Soldiers live in these trenches for weeks, sometimes months. Constant artillery, snipers, disease. The smell of damp earth and death. The space between the trenches is called no man's land. To cross it is almost certain death. And yet, thousands are ordered to try. Verdun, they shall not pass. In 1916, one of the most brutal battles in human history begins, the Battle of Verdun. The German strategy is chilling. The goal is not just to win ground, it is to bleed France white. For 10 months, the fighting continues. Artillery never stops. Entire forests are erased. Hills change hands repeatedly. Over 700,000 casualties. And in the end, the front line barely moves. Verdun becomes a symbol of endurance and of the horrifying cost of modern war. The Somme, the bloodiest day. That same year, the British launch a massive offensive at the Battle of the Somme. On the first day alone, the British Army suffers over 57,000 casualties in a single day. Young men climb out of trenches and walk toward machine gun fire. Many are cut down within minutes. The scale of loss is almost impossible to comprehend. And yet, the war continues. Science meets destruction. The Western Front becomes a laboratory of modern warfare. Poison gas is introduced, chlorine, then mustard gas. Soldiers must carry gas masks at all times. A delay of seconds can mean blindness or death. In 1916, a new weapon appears, the tank. First used by the United Kingdom, early tanks are slow and unreliable. Some break down before reaching the enemy. Soldiers joke about them being metal boxes on wheels. But they represent the future. Meanwhile, the sky becomes a new battlefield.
fighter pilots duel above the trenches. One of the most famous is Manfred von Richthofen, known as the Red Baron. With over 80 aerial victories, he becomes a legend, proof that even in industrial slaughter, individuals can become myths. The Christmas Truce, humanity in the mud. Now imagine this, December 1914, freezing cold, snow in the trenches. On Christmas Eve, German soldiers begin singing Silent Night. Across the lines, British soldiers recognize the tune and sing along. The next morning, in some sectors, soldiers cautiously climb out of their trenches. They shake hands. They exchange cigarettes. Some even play football in no man's land. For a brief moment, the war pauses, not because of orders, but because of shared humanity. High command is furious when they hear about it. Such fraternization is quickly banned. But the Christmas truce remains one of the most powerful moments of the war, proof that ordinary soldiers often had no hatred for the men opposite them. A new power enters. By 1917, the war is draining Europe. Then a major turning point. United States enters the war. Fresh troops, fresh resources, fresh energy. By 1918, hundreds of thousands of American soldiers arrive on the Western Front. Germany launches one final massive offensive in spring 1918. At first, it seems successful. They advance further than they have in years. But they are exhausted. Supplies run low. The Allies counterattack. And this time, Germany cannot recover. The silence of November. On November 11, 1918, at 11 a.m., the guns fell silent. After 4 years of relentless artillery, the quiet must have felt unreal. The Western Front is devastated. Entire towns destroyed, landscapes turned into craters, millions dead. In 1919, the Treaty of Versailles is signed. But the peace is fragile. The anger, humiliation, and unresolved tensions left behind will later help ignite another, even more destructive conflict. The Western Front still matters. The Western Front changed warfare forever. It shows what happens when industrial power, nationalism, and modern technology collide. It revealed extraordinary bravery and unimaginable suffering. And perhaps most importantly, it reminds us of something simple. Wars may begin with confidence and excitement, but they rarely end the way anyone expects. The Western Front was supposed to be a quick victory. Instead, it became a 4-year nightmare that reshaped the world. And its echoes are still with us today.